Why is traditional knowledge so important that it's been mainstream and addressed at the Global Forum? We know that the indigenous communities have rich knowledge on how to use plants for food, medicine, and conservation. Well, this knowledge on how to feed a community sustainably are often orally passed down from the older generation to the next. However, due to modernization of society, there is a fear and great concern that traditional knowledge as a heritage will be lost forever if no action is taken to record them. We also know that, for example, that medicinal plants are often used as a shortcut to discover new pharmaceutical drugs and have always been considered an important lead for medicine. While we utilize the knowledge of our indigenous communities for greater good of the world, we must be aware that we must acknowledge the source and share the benefits with the information providers. Well, one of my first jobs at the Sarawak Biodiversity Centre back in 2002 was to document traditional knowledge to be used as a guide for biodiversity research. During those early years, I travelled to the remotest villages in Sarawak using whatever transportation that are available, and in some areas we have to hike for 4 to 6 hours and travelled using buffaloes. Under this program, the main goal is to conserve the rich knowledge among the 28 indigenous communities through proper recordings, documentation, and identification of the plant species. This is a story on a very bold idea to preserve the rainforest through bioprospecting, starting with a simple act of documenting information that subsequently created an entire value chain from the forest into our modern society while generating a backflow of benefits to the indigenous communities. One of the best stories that came out of this work way back in 2005 was that we were trekking through the forest one day in a village called Long Telingan, the northern part of Sarawak, Malaysia, on the island of Borneo, when suddenly I caught a pleasant whiff of a wonderful citrus scent, something that resembles the smell of lemongrass but sweeter. To my surprise, I later found out it came from the fruits of a tree. The village medicine man, Tai Puret, who unfortunately has since passed away, said, "Oh, that is turnip. We use the fruits in cooking and the leaves to treat backache. We will place the leaves on our mattress, and this soothes our backs as we lie down on the leaves." Indeed, that was when we learned that turnip is a species of Lisara cubeba, which is not only a food source, but does so much more. That was 16 years ago. Well, back in the laboratory, the first thing we noticed was that the essential oil from the fruit and the leaf of Sarawak Lisara are very different from the Lisara of other parts of the world. The major chemical composition in the fruit oil is citronella, while the leaf, it is eucalyptol. The oils have natural antimicrobial activity against a wide spectrum of bacteria and fungi. Research has also shown that citronella and eucalyptol are a group of compounds called phytoncides that can help reduce blood pressure and heart rate when inhaled, while creating a stimulating yet relaxing effect. The center developed these natural products under the trademark of Lisara to pursue its full potential as a resource of value. Through this trademark and geographical indication registration as Sarawak Lisara, the traditional knowledge of our indigenous communities are recognized and their ownership of such knowledge is strengthened. With what we have learned from the community's traditional knowledge and subsequently coupled with what we do here at SPC, we then ask, how can these benefits to the community and at the same time help preserve the rainforest? Yes, while there is conservation of traditional knowledge and biological resources, which are immediate benefits taking place, we feel that there is a need for other forms of benefits being channeled back to the communities. These thoughts on access and benefit sharing, a buzzword among the international communities, was also greatly discussed at the Convention on Biological Diversity. On 12 October 2014, the Nagoya Protocol on Access to Genetic Resources and the fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from the utilization to this convention came into force. Like its title suggests, this protocol provides an international legal framework on sharing of benefits arising from the utilization of genetic resources in a fair and equitable way. With this in mind, we developed the Lisara Project, a project supported by the Sarawak government, the Global Environment Facility implemented by the United Nations Development Programme, and the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources Malaysia. Now, this project involves 5 communities: the Bidayu of Kampung Kiding in Pedawan Highlands in Kuching, the Lumbawang of Long Telingan and Long Kerbangan in Lawas, and the Kelabits of Pak Ukat and Pak Lungan in the Barrio Highlands. Through this project, communities are empowered to carry out inventory of the Lisar tree population within the village, propagation of wildlings to increase the population while practicing good wildcraft. This is to ensure that the wild trees are sustainably harvested. Most importantly, communities can now carry out on-site distillation, which meets the gold standard of the Lisara essential oil. Besides building capacities of the communities, the Lisara Project is also able to increase their livelihood when communities sell the essential oil to SPC. These oils are formulated into natural personal and healthcare products. For each product sold, a percentage is shared with the communities. Recently, the communities informed that one of the participants used the money to purchase a motorbike, while another had placed the funds into their savings account. This is the impact we want to continue to achieve with the communities. Well, let me finish by emphasizing that we have created a value chain from the traditional knowledge of our indigenous communities. We have developed various healthcare and personal care products from Sarawak Lisar as a nature's gift to mankind. And most importantly, we have contributed to the livelihood of the communities. This is Sarawak's way to ensure that benefits are shared in an equitable manner with the indigenous communities who have actively and relentlessly provided their traditional knowledge. As a reminder, our partnership with the indigenous communities did not happen overnight. As you can see, we started 16 years ago, and it is built on trust and continuous engagement. With that, thank you very much.